So we know a fair amount about CSE. Nonetheless, we still have a lot to learn. Question number one, for starters, we don't yet have evidence on many operational questions, such as the optimum length or dose of sexuality education programs, or whether saturation can make a difference. Can we increase the likelihood of having an effect if at least a certain percentage of students or young people in a community are exposed to a CSE program? And if so, is that tipping point, is that percentage 30%, 50%, 80%? We have to still learn that. Another question, we also don't know longer term impacts. For example, if young people receive sexuality education during upper primary age or lower secondary age, does this lead to beneficial outcomes, not just right after the program ends, which is when it's usually measured, but in the longer term, such as condom use in their 20s? Theory says yes, but we just haven't done the longitudinal studies to definitively determine that. Question number three, we need to do a better job of measuring a broader set of outcomes so that policymakers have stronger arguments on which to base their decisions. For example, can CSE contribute to improving education outcomes, reducing violence, or fostering more equitable gender norms? We are completing, at the Population Council, we're completing a review of gender-related barriers to education. And you can check out a preview of the findings in the Girls' Education Roadmap. The link is posted in the chat, I think. And included in this review is an assessment of 15 life skills programs for which we were able to obtain curricula for 9 of them. And 6 of the 9 curricula included sexual and reproductive health and HIV content that we ranked as medium or high in terms of quantity and quality. And 4 of these 6 had an impact on education outcomes like enrollment, attainment, or learning outcomes, which is really great. While this seems encouraging, of the 3 curricula that had low or no sexual and reproductive health and HIV content, all 3 also had an impact on education outcomes. So this suggests that maybe other content in the life skills curricula that is essential for contributing to educational attainment and learning outcomes, not just the sexual and reproductive health content. And in any case, we have a lot more to learn on this front. Question number 4. We also don't know whether it is essential or whether it's no value added to have multi-component programs. For example, programs that combine sexuality education with cash transfers or with condom distribution programs, or multi-level programs that work not just with young people, but also with their parents or the community. Very few studies are designed to test these questions directly, and that's a real research gap. Question number 5. What are the pathways through which CSE interventions have their effects? Is it better knowledge, better communication skills, greater self-efficacy, more equitable decision-making and relationships? If we better understand these pathways, we can be both more effective and more efficient. And these are key questions for Scale Up. And so there are a host more questions. And of course, COVID-19, as you know, has raised many, many more. The Population Council is looking forward to working with the Global Partnership on Comprehensive Sexuality Education to build the evidence base on these questions and more. It's really urgent that we do so, and we're excited for the challenge.